Well, if you've been waiting for one of those $1,000 rebate checks the BC NDP promised in the October election, get ready for some frustrating news. The re-elected NDP government has scrapped that move, saying it can no longer afford the rebate because of the economic uncertainty caused by U.S. President Donald Trump. For more, let's check in with Rob Shaw at the BC Legislature. Rob, this will be disappointing news for many folks out there.
Well, disappointing, yes, but also not surprising. Despite what Finance Minister Brenda Bailey said today, this is not just because of Donald Trump's tariff threat. This is because of the massive, record-breaking $9.5 billion deficit the NDP ran up during its last term, including during the election, which it cannot dig itself out of. Even before Trump leveled his tariff threats, there was speculation the government couldn't actually afford the $1.8 billion plan to send out those rebate checks of up to $1,000 to families, especially with a softening economy. So today, the NDP also actually turned a temporary hiring freeze in the civil service from December into a permanent one, with the exception of some core frontline services like social workers and correctional officers. That is supposed to save some money, but how much Bailey couldn't actually say today. She did say that the provincial budget is set to be tabled on March 3rd, around the same time Trump's 30-day reprieve on Canadian tariffs expires, which could blow a $2.5 billion hole in the budget. And there is simply, in her words, too much financial uncertainty.
We do not get to make decisions in a void or a world that is unchanging. And we too are deeply disappointed. We intended to do this. But the world has changed on us, and it's become much more uncertain. Even in the short time that I've been finance minister, 3 months, I've seen 3 dramatic changes to the prediction of what just next year's GDP will be. These are very uncertain times, and we have to make very difficult decisions.
The opposition Conservatives not buying that at all, saying this is a classic case of a political party promising voters the moon on a campaign and then yanking it away after getting re-elected. Conservative leader John Rustad saying although he didn't agree with the rebate idea during the campaign, he would prefer to see the NDP honor that promise and pay for it by cutting other bloat inside the government. Here he is today.
The fiscal problem, the $9.5 billion deficit, which I think is going to be much larger by the time we get to the end of March, that is all known and nothing has changed on that. So why suddenly not the tax relief? The reality is very simple. This government has been fiscally irresponsible. They are spending way beyond their means. They made promises during the election simply to get elected. And it's unfortunate that they've gaslighted the population on so many different issues.
So a bait and switch from the NDP to voters here, or a legitimate concern about the Trump tariffs? Depends on who you believe, but either way, you're not getting that rebate check. The government did say today that maybe in the future it might reconsider the other part of that rebate program, which was an income tax cut. We will see about that. It is clear, though, that the budget coming up in just a few weeks, Stacey, is going to be very bad indeed.